When you think of farming, you probably imagine a secluded ranch filled with cattle and run by a family as a means of livelihood. But hold on, farm business is not what it used to be. Now, farm owners play in billions doing what they love. To give you an insight into just how profitable the farm business has become, today we bring you the list of 8 of the richest farm owners in the world. But before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Some of the numbers we have on our list will blow you away, so stick around till the end so you don't miss out on anything. Number 8. Howard Buffett. Being born with a silver spoon and being the son of one of the richest men in the world, Howard managed to make a decent fortune on his own, without solely depending on his inheritance. Buffett, a multi-talented man, is not just an excellent businessman, but also counts as one of the wealthiest American farmers, holding a net worth of nearly $250 million. Howard began farming in Nebraska on land rented from his father, but he had big goals in mind and is working every day to make his dream happen. You see, Howard Buffett is passionate about ending world hunger. He has traveled to over 130 countries, both developing and underdeveloped. Hoping to help people in those countries, he created his own foundation named the Howard G. Buffett Foundation. By 2000, he was already funding projects around the world and putting all his resources to help people. He recently put all his investments to find a long-term solution for the world's hunger and hopes to solve the hunger problem by 2046. Making hunger his main target, Buffett is definitely a passionate farmer to his core. Number 7. Colin and Dale Armour. This New Zealand couple emerged like secret superstars in the farming business. They own one of the biggest farms in New Zealand, only recently gaining the media spotlight when they became the finalists in the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. The down-to-earth Armour family have lived and worked below the radar all their lives and are now one of the richest farmers in the world, holding a net worth of $535 million. In the 1990s, Colin and Dale Armour started their own family-based farm after they got married, and by 1993, the couple had several farms to their name. Not planning to stop there, they looked for many extension opportunities around Taupo, all the while working on circulating their dairy farming. By 2000, they opened nearly a dozen North farms. Deciding to go big, they opened a dairy holding with businessman Alan Hubbard and 2 other shareholders. All ups and downs included, today they're the only shareholder of the Armour Dairy Holdings and are one of the biggest milk providers in their region. Number 6. Tony Perrich. Tony's love for agriculture was inherited. His father used to sell tomatoes grown by him in the markets of Sydney. He, along with his brother Ron, also inherited a farm from their father. His father's farm became the foundation for his success. Starting their business venture from the farm, the 2 brothers now own a combined net worth of over $1 billion, and Tony alone claims $750 million of the fortune. In 1953, the Perrich family set foot in the dairy farming business and haven't looked back since. Today, their business has developed into one of the most successful and versatile dairy farms in Australia. Their dairy company now has over 22,000 cows at 2 locations in Sydney. They also have 6,000 hectares of land that harvests hay and grains for their animals. Taking the load of business on his back, Tony is currently working as the joint managing director of his company, Leppington Pastoral, and the managing director of Perrich Enterprises. Number 5. Prince Kabir bin Mohammed. Prince Sultan Al Kabir, full name Prince Sultan bin Saud Al Kabir bin Mohammed, is a member of the Saudi royal family. He struck gold when he decided to get into the dairy farming business. In the Saudi desert, 90 miles southwest of Riyadh, you can find one of the many modern technology-equipped farms owned by the prince's company, Al Marai Company. Al Marai is the biggest food producer in the whole Persian Gulf, which processes about 235 million gallons of milk, according to a report back in 2012. The number must have increased significantly by now. Catering to everyone's demand, it provides milk, cheese, processed chicken, baked goods, and juices. Revenue has tripled over the years, and the stocks have skyrocketed, making its owner a billionaire. Over the years, the prince has collected a net amount of nearly $3.8 billion. But with his direct ties to the royal family and other business ventures, we may never know the exact amount of his earnings. Number 4. Harry Stein. Named as Forbes' richest farmer, Harry Stein is another gentleman of the farming world. Harry Stein is another farm boy who was already getting his hands dirty on his family farm by the age of 5. From a young age, he started helping out his parents on the farm, and so no one was surprised when he chose a career in farming. By the time he was in his late 20s, his interest extended beyond sowing and reaping on the farm. He was fascinated with the idea of genetic modification of crops, and once he found a few unusual soybean plants on his farm, there was no stopping him. He, along with 4 other seedmen, set up a soybean breeding program that became the first of its kind. The company dissolved in 1973, but Stein and his buddy Bill Eby weren't ready to wrap it up yet. That further research resulted in the making of Midwest Oilseeds. He also started selling soybean seeds under his own company, Stein Soybean Seeds. Though selling modified seeds proved profitable, Stein still wasn't satisfied. He was convinced that there was more he could do with soybeans, and so, in 1983, they established Eden Enterprises, and this is where they struck gold. Their research was a mega success. Their technology was patented, and they began licensing the genetics to corporations like Monsanto and Syngenta, earning millions a year simply in royalties. Added up, he has a net worth of $5.6 billion. Number 3. Louis Yanghao. Yanghao is one of the risk takers on our list. He started his business from scratch and sold quite a few personal belongings to do so. In 1982, as a regular government worker, Louis decided to quit his job along with his 3 brothers. With no grand plan in mind, they sold off their watches and bicycle to raise capital of $120 for their startup. They purchased breeding chickens and quails and sold them off locally. When they saw a little success in their business, wasting no time, they tried their hand in the animal feed business. In 1986, he established Hope Group, which is now known as Hope Oriental Corporation. In 1992, their Hope Group became one of the biggest animal farm groups in China and one of the biggest non-government corporations. Now he's the chairman of Hope Oriental and is the biggest chicken provider in the nation, supplying to the biggest fast food chains in the country and exporting products to Singapore, Vietnam, and Indonesia. He's managed to be on the top of the richest man chart for the past decade, with a net worth of $6.6 billion to his name. Number 2. Louis Yanghao. China is a self-sufficient country in itself, so it's not a surprise we have 2 Chinese billionaires on our list. You'll be even more surprised to know that Yanghao is one of the 3 brothers of Yanghao who started their eggs and quail business together. When they split up, he started his own New Hope Group and stayed in business as the years went by. He saw similar successes to his brothers, if not more. Now he employs around 70,000 people and has around 600 subsidiaries in 30 countries all around the world. With trade and employment power like that, it's no surprise that Yang's net worth sits at $8.8 billion. Even with a large sum to his name, Yanghao is the image of a humble person. His life, though always discussed in media, lacks any bling of its own. The billionaire likes to live a humble lifestyle, proffering to drive a Volkswagen Santana rather than a Mercedes. He also owns a small piece of land in his hometown where he grows chili peppers and cucumbers. Number 1. Steward and Linda Resnick. Steward and Linda Resnick can rightly be called the king and queen of agriculture. Their swift planning and deal-making have brought them among the top 3 richest farmers in the world. We'll take a short journey to the far corner of Kren County called Lost Hill, where the couple has set their paradise farm. Steward was a case of an accidental agriculturalist. He had many businesses before he ventured into farming. It started when he bought a small piece of land in the late 1970s. As the years went by, thousands of acres were added to it. Through the years, the farm has dealt with many droughts and water shortages, but the couple pulls off big investments to keep the area evergreen. Now the small corner of Lost Hill is a changed place, home to one of the biggest supply farms of almonds and pistachios. They live in Beverly Hills and fly in once or twice a month to check in on their empire. By the age of 81, he owned 180,000 acres of California and irrigated 121,000 of those acres. He shares his success with his wife, who's the secret behind his success. Steward's net worth marks a whopping $9 billion to his name, and Linda has an impressive $3 billion to hers. Together they own Fiji Water Brands, Wonderful Pistachios and Almonds, Wonderful Halos, Justin Wines, and Landmark Wines. So that was it for today, guys. Let us know in the comments which one surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.